Good morning, guys, and welcome into my channel. I am Violetta. I am a psychic medium, an intuitive card reader, and a shamanic practitioner. And I'm in the process of writing my first book. And for those of you who know me from my other channel, Love, Light, and Blessings, know I'm all about the journey within. And I know this is like really a difficult time, and I've been wanting to do this on this channel for some time now, but I just didn't feel like the time was right. And Spirit is like, no, now is the time. So today I want to talk about vulnerability, allowing your emotions to come up so that you can heal deep rooted wounds from inside. And for a lot of you who are tuning into my channel for the first time, I was raised by a very old-fashioned Italian grandmother who was my mother, and for all senses of the word, I do have a biological mother. However, she has chosen to not want me in her life, and that's okay. I respect that, because she didn't like the fact that I had told her that I felt like my grandmother was more of a mother to me than my mother was. And I'm not saying that my mother wasn't there for me at certain times in my life, but I feel more like my stepfather was than she was. But anyway, I want to talk about allowing the emotions to come up and surface. And I don't know about the rest of you guys, but today it's April 6th while I am recording this, 2020. And we're in the middle of the coronavirus. And one of the things, and I talked about this on my other channel, that this is all about forcing us to really sit with ourselves and to go within and meditate and, where do we see our lives and where do we want our lives to go? So about a year and a half ago, I had a huge healing, and the healing was all about abandonment and vulnerability 101. Yesterday, when I was doing my cards, and I am alone, I live alone, my choice to leave a covert narcissistic relationship. And I had this huge healing around abandonment. And then yesterday I was doing my cards, and I know my grandmother's with me all the time because I can feel her presence. And yesterday I did a Wheel of Life spread with my new Akashic Psychic deck. And it's very, very powerful reading, a very powerful reading. And one of the cards that I was wondering about came up in that reading for me. And it was about your grandmother being with you. And that was very profound for me because she was such a significant person in my life. And so here I am back revisiting my issues around abandonment and how and again, I thought this was something I cried over for 3 months straight a year and a half ago. And I had thought, okay, I brought this up. I felt it, I dealt with it. And then I realized that the reason why it was resurfacing again is because I granted my biological mother's wish, because she felt if I felt my grandmother was my mother, then there was no need for us to continue a relationship. Rather than talk about it, both of us, growing from it and healing it. And this, mind you, is, anyway. So I'm making this video because I really feel that it's important to share vulnerability and what we're feeling at this time. And to say it's okay, guys, to allow these feelings to surface and feel the pain from it, right? Reveal it, feel it, heal it. And so now I know why for the past week, Spirit's been saying to me, you need to, look at your other channel. You need to do 1 or 2 videos a week for your other channel. And I'm like, okay, but what am I going to do, videos on? And then this weekend, lo and behold, this came up. So I guess what I'm saying, guys, is take full advantage of this time, the positive side, looking for another positive side of us. Excuse me, guys. Another positive side of us being in this quarantine time in our lives, to really look at your life and the things that you want to do in your life. And, look at your relationships, marriages, live-in partners, boyfriends, girlfriends, is it going anywhere? Is it not going anywhere? Is this where you really want to be? And so on. And the most important thing is, guys, don't close your heart. Even though we experience pain and we are vulnerable, and you allow yourself to feel those emotions, know that's a good thing, because that means your heart is open. And as long as your heart is open, love is always going to come back to you tenfold. Okay, it's those who stuff their feelings down and truly don't talk about their most intimate, vulnerable parts of themselves, who close their heart off to love. And I've always said, my whole life, I'd rather love and experience loss than not to love at all. So I am sharing this with you guys now because it's important. I really, really feel now is a time of importance to really go within, really look at what needs to come up, what is in the unconscious level that needs to be addressed, needs to be looked at. So understand and take responsibility for any relationships, that you're looking at right now. No, it's not all one person's fault. Okay. And what do I mean by that? Okay. So in my last relationship that I left, I think it's like 2 years ago now, or just about 2 years ago. My part in that, because it takes 2 people. Okay. So nobody gets a free pass. Okay. My input in that was that because of my, on the unconscious level, abandonment issues that I had from a child that was implanted in me before I was even 2 years old, was the result of once I looked at the whole abandonment thing and then pulled myself back from it and looked at, okay, how did this play a role in my life? Well, I realized, why was it so important for me to constantly feel like I needed to take care of people? Always being the yes person and not ever being the no person. And, why did I even like put myself on the back burner to please other people? Well, because in my unconscious level, okay, before I brought this up to the surface the first time around, was that as long as I made people happy in my life, I didn't give them a reason to abandon me. They wouldn't leave me. But in the end, guys, what ends up happening is you actually abandon yourself and you allow people to take away your power, your energy, your life force flow. And so, even though I'm revisiting it now, a year and a half later, and yeah, I'm allowing the emotions to run freely and I'm sharing freely with you guys, it's nowhere near as intense as it was a year and a half ago. A year and a half ago, it was non-stop crying for 3 months. And before the wound even like revealed itself to me. So no, guys, when you get to a place like that, okay, and you're finding yourself, you're crying, on and off throughout the day and all this other kind of stuff, know that there's something that's wanting to come up to the surface to heal. And just keep meditating or praying even. What is it, spirit, universe, God, creator? What is it that needs to surface in me? What wound is it that I need to look at and feel and finally heal from it? And then it will be revealed to you. And like, I know I'm having I will throughout the next probably week have these aha moments that are going to come off of these emotions that I've been feeling all weekend, and which is going to allow me to heal in other areas of my life. I now know the red flags of a covert narcissist, and now I know what to look for in other relationships. And here's the thing, guys, okay? I've been married twice, okay? And this past relationship was a live-in, I don't want to say partner because I thought it was a partnership, but it wasn't a partnership at all. It was a relationship at a convenience. And there was ulterior motives beneath the surface on the other person's part. But anyway, what I'm getting at is when I look back at my last 3 relationships, and even when my most current relationship ended, I looked back and I said, okay, my first marriage was with someone who was extremely emotionally and mentally abusive. And, I was like, that person could, when I first met them, they were a charmer, you never would have known. And then when, we got married is when, his true colors started to show. And then even with my second marriage, and guys, I'm the type of person, now that I'm getting older, I don't know if I'll be that way, but my younger years, I was the type of person, I don't believe in rushing into another relationship. I believe in looking at what went wrong, what needs to shift in your next relationship. And even though it was before I really started doing the deep work, I was in therapy for many years, and on and off. And my second marriage, okay, that person was better than my first marriage. However, they were very selfish and self-centered. and only thought about themselves. And so when that happens, guys, it's like a friend of mine once told me when I was 20 years old, and I use this a lot, even on my other channel, that love is like a bucket of water. If you keep taking and taking and taking from it, guess what? The bucket runs dry, the well runs dry. Okay, you have to replenish what you take, guys. Okay, no matter if it's a friendship, a sibling relationship, a family member, it doesn't matter. Okay, what matters is that you allow things to heal. Okay, and you allow yourself to feel. Okay, so even though the second one was better than the first one, it still wasn't a balanced relationship. And so between that one and the last relationship I had was 10 years. And between my first marriage and my second marriage was 6 years. And then, 10 years went before I even dated the next one. And let me tell you something, guys. I even tried the old-fashioned way, okay, where, you don't jump into anything right away. And, and even this other person, was like, and now I realize why they were that way was because I had said, my next relationship that I get into is going to be where, I'm not going to have sex with the person right away, because I think when you do that, you attach yourself emotionally right away and you base that relationship on that. And even though sex is extremely important in a relationship, it's not all a relationship is built on. So, again, I think it was like 3 months into the relationship before we had even had sex. And then it was like, okay, I'm not going to jump into getting married right away. I'm just not. So we didn't even think of living together until like three and a half years into the relationship. And then, we bought a house, we renovated, busted my ass doing that. And pretty much almost a year, we didn't even make it a year of moving into the house. No, actually, I take that back, guys. It was almost 2 years we were in the house. We were going to be celebrating our second Christmas in the house. When 2 months prior, the relationship fell apart, like a tower moment, sudden change, collapse, imploded. That was it. So now I know, though. See, I had to go through it again. And this is the whole thing about repeating cycles, patterns, guys, okay? If you keep repeating the same pattern, spirit is going to bring it to the forefront, or until you look at that pattern, you break that pattern, and you change what you do, the shift. What is it that needs to change within you? How you look at things, how you look at yourself, how you love yourself, how you take back your power. Now, taking back your power, guys, doesn't mean like, okay, I'm going to be in control of the next relationship. No. Okay, taking back your power is loving yourself, respecting yourself, and allowing your vulnerability to show and not be afraid of it. And trust me, guys, I promise you, if you do the work, you grow in leaps and bounds like you won't even understand. Okay? And you will be so different from the person that you were before. 2 years ago, if someone told me I'd be doing 2 YouTube channels and that I would be, getting my own business off the ground by sharing my gifts with other people and be writing my first book, I would have been like, you're crazy. Me, I'm not going to talk to people. I'm not going to put myself out there for the world to see. I'm not going to, you know what? Yeah, I am. Here I am, guys. Here I am. So I really hope that this video helped you. If it did, guys, please give it a thumbs up. Leave me a quick little comment. And please subscribe to this channel and hit the bell so that you're notified whenever I upload videos. Right now, I feel like Spirit may have me be doing a video once a week, maybe once every couple of weeks, wherever we are in this transition. And guys, also do me a favor, go to my other YouTube channel, Love, Light, and Blessings. Look through my video library. And in the beginning of this whole pandemic, coronavirus started, the first nice day we had, I went out to my little place in the woods and I did a video on why this is happening. Okay. And you'll understand why this is happening if you watch that video. And then there's another video that I did, I think it was about maybe 2 weeks after that. Where are we in the transition, part 1? And then I just did another video, I think it was, I want to say last week. And it's, where are we in the transition, part 2? Watch those videos and I think you'll really understand a little bit more, and trust, guys. And I know that's the hardest thing in the world to do, but trust in the process, trust what is going on. And let me know your thoughts on this and where you guys are on your path, because it's all about being here for one another and being part of the greater picture, being part of the healing process. And that's what's happening right now across the world, guys. That's what this is all about. And it sucks, absolutely. There are a lot of people who are losing their loved ones and not even being able to see them, be by their bedside, and that pain is intense. It's even more intense, I think, than being there with someone when they pass, because at least you feel like you were there, and that they didn't cross over alone. But no, guys, they weren't alone. Their other loved ones that crossed before them were there to help them with the transition. The nurses were there to hold their hand while they crossed over. So have comfort again. I also do, finding the positive in every negative, guys. I live my life that way, no matter how long it takes me to find that positive. I will look for it and I will find it. And that's, if anything, I can give to those who are right now grieving the loss of a loved one, is that, no, they didn't die alone. You may not have been able to be there with them personally, but there was a nurse by their side, or a doctor. So that, I think, is where I'm going to end this right now, guys. So I invite you to go within and do the work, and you will grow in leaps and bounds, and you will love yourself in ways that you never even thought you would. You'll find inner strength in areas you didn't think you would. So guys, as I say on my other channel, from the bottom of my heart, the very depths of my soul, I wish you all an abundance and prosperity of growth, but most importantly, love, light, and blessings. Be well, guys. Till next time. Namaste. Aho. Ayaya. Amen.